Welcome back to the Accumulation Zone, the YouTube channel where you are going to learn everything about trading. In today's video, I am going to be showcasing my Scalping Pro indicator that I'm using successfully to trade the 1-minute charts every day. You might be asking now, what can this indicator do for you? This indicator shows you dynamic overbought and oversold levels. It can also help you to identify bullish and bearish trends. The band squeezes here, for example, they lead up to impulsive breakouts. You can spot reversals and pullbacks with the help of this indicator, and it's automatically displaying divergences like here. Now let's have a closer look at how this indicator can help you scalping the 1-minute or 5-minute charts. Alright, the first thing you can do that I'm doing most oftenly using this indicator is to spot reversals. So I'm looking for tiny peaks out of the upper Bollinger Band here, and every time I see something like this, I'm looking forward to take a short. Same thing happened here, we just had a tiny peak outside of it. We have a horizontal band squeeze, so compared to here where the market was trending, we had a volatility band squeeze here. And we broke out of this band squeeze and we continued with a massive uptrend. Same thing here, we had our massive uptrend after a horizontal band squeeze, and shortly after, band squeezed again, both bands, the upper and the lower one. They got very compacted. Then we've seen our first breakout out of the band again to the upside, and that would be a long entry condition for me. It's gonna make more sense if I show you the actual price chart alongside with it. And also if I see a long impulse or a long time we spent outside of this upper Bollinger Band here, and I'm seeing the reversal back into it, this can be a very good short opportunity. You can of course also use this indicator as confluence if we are in a bullish or in a bearish trend. Every time we are crossing below this moving average here, this line here is automatically turning red, and that's just indicating that the trend is rather short-term bearish than bullish. Alright guys, but let's get on to some charts and I'll show you how I use that indicator on a daily basis. So what I'm using here is the support and resistance level with breaks indicator by LuxErgo, or you can just do support and resistance levels yourself. But for example, right here we had previous resistance where we broke through, and we've got a pullback back into this previous resistance area. And if we break through resistance is being turned into support automatically. So for example, on the 1-minute time frame, I would see price going up, and the LMI is also going higher and higher, breaking out of the upper Bollinger Band and reversing back in right on this candle. Very steep drop on the LMI, and this would be a top confirmation for me with a huge bearish engulfing candle where I would target the resistance basically. I would like to see price go down back to the previous resistance to pick up some steam, retest it, and continue up higher. So here I took a simple 1-to-1 risk reward trade based on the LMI and the candlestick confluence with this bearish engulfing candle. Shortly after this, I wanted to see a reversal or a bullish retest of this previous resistance line that has been turned into support now. So I was looking for the exact same pattern here on the LMI, but this time on the bearish side. So we get our first breakout right here, but we never touched the support area. So what we would do is we wait for a very clear confluence. Like the ideal confluence would be a strong bullish engulfing candle like this one here with almost no top wick, or just 2 or 3 consecutive bullish candles. And that's why I entered here. We broke out another time, reversed back into it. On this candle that wasn't enough confluence for me. I waited for another candle, and this was right, we broke the highs. and we shot up, and I took the trade up for a 3-to-1 risk to reward ratio to the nearest resistance zone. Going on from here, I sometimes use the help of Fibonacci levels to look for support and resistance areas for a pullback, and we reached the 50% level within here. And so again, I am looking on the LMI, and we've seen from here the trend was rather on the bearish side, the short-term trend, and right on this candle we crossed the SMA line again, and the short-term trend turned bullish for the first time. So this could have been your new entry, also because we came back into this fib reversal zone, and or like the latest entry would have been this candle after also breaking out of the upper Bollinger Band again, right here on this little spike. So you either could have entered here and here, and you always take it up to the upcoming resistance, support, however you're trading. The last way of using this indicator is by spotting band squeezes. So for example, here we have a band squeeze, and here we have another band squeeze. And those band squeezes usually indicate a very strong trend to either the upside or to the downside. So because we broke here, we broke the Bollinger Band to the top side with a bullish Scalping Pro line, and we also broke through previous resistance at the same time. This would indicate a very strong bullish uptrend. What happened afterwards, that's why I entered right on this retest of this previous resistance line that has been turned into support now, for a 3-to-1 risk to reward trade. And right after this, we saw some consolidation, and again a bullish breakout after a band squeeze to the upside. That's why I entered into this trade for a 1 to 1.38 risk reward ratio. You must be thinking I'm making up those trades, but I was simply waiting for the Scalping Pro line to reverse back into the Bollinger Pro bands, and we see that happened right here on this candle. You could have also taken this short right after this candle, after it has been confirmed that we successfully reversed back into the upper Bollinger Band, and short it down. Here would be another example of how I would use it. We have our peak formed. We got a reversal down, or a short reversal down, but we started to consolidate in here a little bit. And right here, we got a beautiful little Fibonacci pullback with a bearish engulfing candle. The Scalper Pro line turned bearish as well, and shortly afterwards we broke out of it to the downside, followed by a good downtrend. The Scalper Pro indicator is a very powerful tool if you use it with confluence, for example price action or support and resistance, and it also works really well with a stochastic RSI that you are plotting right below it. To, for example, you want to see a reversal, like right here. You want to see the stochastic RSI in the overbought area. Or for example here, our bullish reversal with an RSI in the oversold area. So there are lots of views how to use the LMI. It's the perfect confluence for a 1 minute to 5 or even 15 minute scalping. You can even do swing trading with it and just look at the long-term trend. For example right here, let me zoom out here a little bit. We see same thing happens or holds true for the Scalping Pro system here on the 4-hour time frame. We crossed out of the bottom Bollinger Band, reversed back into it, and ever since we've been in a strong uptrend. Same thing here, if you use support and resistance, this would have been pretty obvious. We had our resistance and support level right around this area, and what happened around here, we got some sharks out of the water, that's how I'm calling it, before, but nowhere around some previous support or resistance. So you would wait for this to happen right here, only if we are in an important area, and right after this bullish engulfing candle, this could have been your entry. And you keep holding it until it's hitting your take profit or whatever you're looking for. So it is a very powerful indicator You can use it on every asset, on every time frame basically. You can adjust the settings in here, and the best thing about it is you can also set alerts. You can set alerts for everything you want. You can set alerts for a bearish color change, a bearish divergence, a bearish reversals, and bullish color change, bullish divergence, and a bullish reversal. And you can even set alerts for hidden bearish divergence and hidden bullish divergence. If you want access to my Scalping Pro indicator, you can support me here on Patreon, so I can continue what I'm doing here, continue coding strategies, continue debunking other YouTubers that promise way too good results for their like very shitty strategies. You can simply support me here on Patreon and you get access to the full source code of all my strategies and also now the Scalping Pro indicator.